Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Car Lifts and Coffee. Today in the spotlight, we've got the Triumph Storage 4-post auto lift that's got a model number kind of like a special agent. That's right, this is the NSS8. This parking lift is going to fit into almost any garage with clearance and dimensions of a standard parking space. It's one of the highest selling lifts on the market, which is good for cars, SUVs, and light duty trucks, so it's pretty versatile. Comes with the caster kit, jack tray, and 3 drip trays, which is really neat because with most of these other models on the market, take for example the Benpack HD9 or the AMGO 408P, the drip trays, the caster kits, everything is pretty much separate, so you kind of save some money in this department, and they're actually really useful. For example, the drip trays it comes with are going to keep any fluid from the top vehicle dripping onto the bottom vehicle. The jack tray allows you to use a bottle jack or floor jack to lift up one end of the vehicle and do things like changing a tire, and requires one end of the vehicle to be completely off of the lift, although I personally just use that jack tray to put like nuts and bolts in. The caster kit allows you to easily move your auto lift around the garage. It's basically just wheels. It's just a fancy way of saying wheels. It's really neat though, especially if you got the space to be moving it from one side to the other, or you kind of sometimes need that space and sometimes don't need that space. You can kind of push it in and out of the way as needed. The aluminum approach ramps are standard, which on most other lifts again is also extra. I think on the AMGO 408P those are retailing at around $500 to $600, and this is just actually comes with it. Why do you want aluminum approach ramps? They're much lighter. Let's say the ones that usually come on most 4-post lifts are like 35 pounds, something like that. Don't quote me on that. Let's just say they're substantially heavier than aluminum. So right off the bat in the accessories department, you're getting a lot of nice freebies that on some other lifts on the market you'd have to be paying extra for. That's a really nice plus, and they're actually useful ones. Like I said, the jack tray, the caster kit, the drip trays, and the aluminum ramps, even especially if you got a shorter garage, are all really useful to have. And it's kind of nice to know that it's just going to come with your lift. You don't have to worry about ordering that separately or factor in a separate cost that you didn't know up front. It's all included in that same price tag. The other thing that I really like about this lift is how easy it is to put together. If you got some sort of mechanical knowledge, like if you're a mechanic or you just work on your car, like doing small things like that, you should be able to put this thing together. And if you're worried about like renting out a forklift or like having to need a transmission jack or something like that, man, you and a buddy will put this thing together. I'm telling you, this thing doesn't weigh anything. It's 1,600 pounds in total shipping weight, but it's in pieces. So the cross member is one thing, the posts are one thing, the runways are another thing, the ramps are one thing. Basically it's 1,600 pounds total, but since you're putting it together piece by piece, it really doesn't weigh that much. You and a set of helping hands are going to be able to put this thing together. I put up 2, and it took me roughly 2.5 hours to put up both of them. Not both of them, but like each one of them. So I'm pretty sure even if it's your first time putting one up, you should be able to get it in about 6-5 hours. Overall, it doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. At the end of the day, it is one of the more basic 4-post parking lifts on the market. It's not a Benpack, and it's most definitely not, a rotary or a forward lift. However, you're also not dishing out an arm, a leg, and maybe even a small child for it. You're only paying half of what those types of lifts cost, and for what you're getting, I do think it is worth the price. It's also got one of the best looks on the market in my opinion. The shiny aluminum / silverish look is going to make it one of the cleanest looking lifts in anybody's garage. And if you were worried about the specs, let's go ahead and just include these here, even though you can get these directly from their website. But its capacity of lifting is 8,000 pounds. Of course, the cables are rated for more, but safe working capacity is 8,000 pounds. It's got a 110 volt power unit. It's got enlarged lock linkage, which is built into the post, which also means that it's 33% larger than competitors. Its overall height is 84 inches, overall length 175 inches with the ramps, overall width 106 inches. Its lifting height is 72 inches. The height underneath the runways is 69 inches. The length of the runways themselves without the ramps is 165 inches. The drive-through width is 93 inches. The runway width is 18 inches. The width between the runways is 37 inches. The runway at a lowered height is 5 inches. The locking positions are 10 inches. The first locking position is at approximately 24 inches. The base plate is actually 12 by 12 inches. The cable diameter is 3/8 inches. The lock releases a single point. The lifting time is 40 seconds. The power unit is 110 volts, and the shipping weight is 1,600 pounds, and it does include the caster kit, 3 drip trays, a jack plate, and 2 aluminum approach ramps. All in all, if you're looking for something economic and that's not going to break the bank but is also stylish and cool and doesn't compromise too much on safety, the Triumph NS88 is definitely one of the lifts to look into and gets the green thumb from us. If you are curious on where to buy it, I did make the process easy for you. I went ahead and included an Amazon link in the description down below, which is really nice because you can make sure that it's not a scam, and they also offer 100% no questions asked, hassle-free returns. Anyways guys, I do thank you for tuning in. That wraps up today's video. Remember that this isn't just a lift, it's a lifestyle upgrade. If you don't want to shell out too much though, this is the lift for you. Anything lower than this price range, and honestly you do teeter into the danger territory. Anyways, stay tuned to Car Lifts and Coffee for more insightful reviews and tips. Keep wrenching, keep smiling, and keep those engines revving.